welcome back to my channel. I am going to go through like some of my chronic illness must-haves. I have MCAS, EDS, POTS, some other things along with that, but I was just going to go through some of the things that do help me out as someone, sorry, don't mind the kitty tail, with chronic illness. And so first but foremost is compression. So I have compression everything. So I have like just basic, they're not medical grade, just basic compression socks. I have compression gloves, which really do help with, in the summer, my hands, a lot of blood pools in my hands quite often. So they are so helpful, just to kind of compress everything and push that blood flow back to my arms. I also have medical grade compression tights. Now these ones go all the way up to my waist. When I'm having a real bad flare, these are super helpful. And I do use them more often than I don't, to be honest. They're kind of a pain and my pants kind of always like slip down with them, but they are helpful. And then also on really bad days, especially during the summer, I also have a compression like garment that, honestly, this is kind of like shapewear, but it totally works, to help kind of pull everything in, even in my abdomen. Okay, compression tights. Okay, kitty, get down. Oh, also a watch. Now, this can be a double-edged sword, though. So, yes, it is helpful to track your heart rate. And I do use, like, the Tachymon app. But also, it can increase anxiety. So, if you do struggle with anxiety, it can end up ruling your life. So, just be cautious about that. Some people do good with monitoring, some people don't. I tend to struggle with anxiety, so if I monitor too much, it really gets to me. Like, for instance, this normally vibrates as like you have a change, like I'm talking, so my heart's gonna be a little bit higher right now, but like as you have a change in heart rate, it'll vibrate. I actually had to turn that off because it was causing a lot of anxiety and stress for me, so it doesn't alert me. And on the tracking side of it, of course, a pulse ox is super good to have, as well as blood pressure cuff, because I don't know, with me with POTS, my blood pressure fluctuates a ton. Sometimes it's really high, sometimes it's really low. It just depends on what's going on and how I'm feeling that day. So blood pressure cuff is always super good. Once again, also on the monitoring side is like, you have to be cautious about how much you're monitoring. Kitty, get down. Because if you deal with anxiety, it can sometimes make things worse. So it's really to like your prerogative or like how you feel. But just saying. Now kind of moving on to supplements, and things. First off, any kind of electrolytes. Now, me personally, I'm looking into getting Buoy, the rescue drops, because I don't have any B vitamins. I'm struggling with Propel causing my B12 to go too high. So that's a struggle. But also these are an option. Vitacium electrolyte capsules. They do not have any B vitamins in them, which is great. So they're a good option to help kind of bring up that salt and potassium in your body. Yeah, so there's those. Okay, so on the nausea front, anyone who's chronic illness knows that nausea is a huge thing. C-bands can be super helpful. I also have Zofran. I try not to use that too much though. So if you're really dealing with nausea, sometimes these can be helpful. Sometimes they don't work for certain people. They work okay for me. I wouldn't say that they do wonders, but they're okay. Another thing is kind of like on a supplement, but also like aches and pains related, which I have a few things to add to that. But Epsom salts, magnesium salts. I find these super helpful for aches and pains. I do try to almost take, try to take a bath as much as I can, even though it does affect my POTS. It does make me have higher heart rate. It flares my mast cell activation, but still, Epsom salts are great for pain. On the pain front, heating pack. Ugh, I live off of this. I'm telling you, it's part of my life all the time. But heating pack is so great for those aches and pains, back pain, stomach pain. I really do love my heating pack. This one's just a cheap one from Walmart, I think. I don't know. My husband bought this one for me, so I'm not exactly sure how much this was. Probably under $30. And there's even cheaper ones you can get. I think there's some you can get that are like $12 or $15. But so helpful. Of course, another thing is a cup. I'm always drinking water. Probably not even enough, to be honest, but I really try. But yeah, water is huge for your pots. But also, on the flip side of that, electrolytes are also super important. So if you're drinking too much water and not getting enough electrolytes, you're just washing all your electrolytes out, and it's not actually going to help your pot symptoms, which is something I am working on right now. Like I said, with the Propel, I'm having issues with B12, working on trying to get some buoy rescue drops, and stuff like that. But yeah, water is a must-have. Let me think. I don't have everything with me. I'm trying to think of anything else I might say that is a total must-have for a chronic illness. Salty snacks are super huge. So I don't have anything with me right now, but salty snacks are helpful. Different kinds of salt to add to things, and that's of course depending on what your doctor says. If you have high blood pressure with POTS, salt may not be the best thing for you. Mine fluctuates so much, so we have increased some salt, but it really just depends on you and your body. So yeah, salty snacks, if that's okay for you specifically. High protein snacks, I find that carbs really tend to make my POTS worse, so try to avoid carbs as much as possible, or just have carbs in lower amounts. I have noticed that helps me a ton as well. Really, just carbs in general tend to flare my POTS symptoms. I also was going to talk about like mast cell activation a little bit. I don't have anything with me currently, but when it comes to like scents and things and stuff to put on your body, I know me personally, I have lots of reactions, so I tend to go for like the cleanest products possible, nothing, stuff with no fragrance, which sucks because I'm not like super smelly good all the time, but also I don't want to be having allergic reactions to everything I put on my body. So all natural soap bars, those kind of things. I usually do like CeraVe when it comes to face washes and lotions. Those tend to do really well with me. I don't tend to have reactions to those. Yeah, so less scent, really. Like I don't even do candles or fragrance in my house because me and my children, a few of my children, have mast cell activation, and so we all react to certain things. So anything unscented or more on the natural side is going to be better for people that also struggle with mast cell. At least that's with me personally, with reactions to things. It really does help to not have a bunch of scents or extra things involved. Sorry, my cat's very interested in all of the stuff on the floor right here. I'm trying to think of anything else I can add. Honestly, I really think that's it for now. If there's anything that you do that I didn't mention, please put it down below. I'd love to hear about some of the things you do to help with your chronic illness, pain, all kinds of things. But these are just my must-haves in my house. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one.